Hi everyone, welcome to a yoga session. We have a great session today with flow. I'll be cueing some variations in there for you as well. But mostly it's an intermediate level, so please look after yourself, progress, regress, do whatever feels good for your body. And if I'm talking a little too fast for you, feel free to drift off into your own speed, especially when it comes to the rhythm as well. Feel free to use modifications, towels and props, whatever works for you. But this is more of an intermediate class today. We're going to start straight away into a short moment of breath and a short moment of focus, and then we have some strength to begin. So my name is Claire and welcome to our yoga session. Come over onto your front and you're going to come into pose of the child. So that means your toes touch, knees wide or close, whatever works. Fold at the hip creases, fold at the knee creases. Feel free to walk your hands forward or feel free just to have your hands bent. You can place your hands under your forehead if you wish. And then just spend a moment. Let your body settle. Take a nice, long, smooth inhale. And a nice, long, smooth exhale. So you're trying to balance the length of your inhale and exhale. And so my breath sometimes might be a little fast for you. Never let that stress you. And conversely, if you find that you're breathing more quickly, that's okay as well. So take a breath in, feel your body, notice what you need today. Maybe you want to focus more on the strength or the flexibility element and try and stay committed to that process. Press yourself up onto hands and knees. Just a couple of cat curls to warm up your back, warm up your core. Hands are sitting underneath your shoulders, spine is long. Think about belly muscle pulling in and keep it pulled in as you start to create a ripple through your spine. You'll lift your tailbone, start to let your lower back gently arch downward. Start to drop the ribs a little, look forward without jamming your neck. As you exhale, reverse the pattern. You can either lead from your chin and roll up through the ribs, through the lower spine and end tucking your tailbone. Or you can start at the pelvis both times. 2 or 3 more in your own way. So we're just kind of spending the first few moments feeling your body, noticing what movement you've done in the past, in the last couple of days, and how that impacts upon how you feel this morning or this afternoon, whatever time it is for you. And you're just getting a bit more awareness of your physical body so that you can be safe as you move through the practice. Do one more round, tucking the tail as you exhale, peeling the spine bone up, feeling a liquid movement like a wave or a ripple. And the next time you start to lift your tailbone, spread your hands ready for a dog. So take your hands wide, grip with your little finger pads, tuck your toes to stretch your feet, then lift your hips and fold at the hip creases to make a dog pose. Start to settle yourself into dog, so open your shoulders, press through your arms, and create either stillness with the body and movement with the breath, or maybe you would like to peel your heels from one side to the other and create a little sense of dynamic movement. At some stage, just hold that position. So we're going to be doing some push-up to dog pose. No up dog to start with. And there will come up dog later on in the practice, and you'll probably find yourself sometimes just putting it in. But the first part of this class, there's no up dog. So take a breath in and just come forward and feel your first high push-up. Push through the floor. Maybe walk your feet back a little bit. Squeeze through the glutes and the legs. Push down through the arms and be really strong. Take a deep breath in. And then slowly lower yourself halfway down. Press yourself back up, knees or toes, so always feel free to put your knees on the ground. And then everyone, knees down. Keep the toes tucked for a little bit of a foot stretch, and then press back. And then one more time, you're going to peel yourself forward, so either like we did, and if you want the modification, knees can be down. So maybe you only go a quarter of the way down in your push-up. Press back up with strength. Tuck your toes and press back. So press forward and up again into dog pose. Lifting your knees as you exhale. Make a big upside down V. And hold for 3 breaths until we start to flow. Inhale, high push-up. Exhale, low push-up as low as you want to go. Inhale, lift the ribs and the hips together. Hinge at the hips and press back into dog pose. 4 more. So inhale, come forward. Squeeze your core. Elbows tuck as you exhale. Inhale as you lift. Hinge back. Maybe press your heels down, maybe not. 3 more. So bring yourself forward. Think about having one long straight line the whole way down. So sometimes you'll find you'll sag. 2 more. Sometimes you'll sag by dropping the head. So keep your gaze just toward the top of your mat might help. Sometimes we sag by dropping the lower back. Last one. So to stop that, think rib cage lifts as you lower. So you're not actually lowering your body, you're just bending your elbows. Exhale and push back into dog. Hopefully that makes you a little warmer. Take your right leg in there as you breathe in. If you keep the hips square, you get more sensation in that left leg. So take 1 inhale there, step the foot through, drop the back knee in a kneeling lunge. Sweep your arms up, breath in, elbows to your waist, breath out. Good, inhale, breath in. Such a nice practice to do first thing in the morning. Exhale. So dynamic or moving is great for the warming practice, yeah? Static is good at night time. Last one, breath in, pause, turn towards your front leg as you breathe out. Backhand drops to your hip, front arm lifts. So in a twist, and maybe there's an extension through the side body, maybe there's a tiny back bend. Take 1 inhale, pivot your hands to the floor, lift the back knee. You're in a long lunge as you breathe in, pyramid pose, so take your hips back. Feel that hamstring stretch as you exhale. Inhale, come forward. Back into dog pose as you exhale. 5 more. High push-up. Low push-up as you exhale. High push-up as you inhale. Dog pose as you exhale. 4 more. So can you keep the movement of this the same as if you were doing any other yoga position? So don't think about it as being super challenging. Yes, you're getting strong, 3 more, but you want to get strong comfortably instead of getting strong with stress. 2 more. So you can modify by putting your knees down. You can modify by making the range shallower. Often I make the movements a little shallow or deeper depending upon my strength that day. Exhale, pause. Take your left leg in there as you breathe in. Remember, square the hip. Yeah, so that means turning the belly button toward the floor and then feel what that does to your right calf and hamstring. Lift the left leg as you inhale, step it to a beautiful kneeling lunge, drop the back knee as you exhale. Shoot your arms up, breath in, elbows to waist. So this is a good one because every time you lift up, you're releasing the back hip flex, and when you come forward, you're opening it. Every time you lift up, you're lengthening the side body, and every time you come back, you open the chest, squeeze the shoulder blades, belly on. Last one, hold, turn towards your left to twist, open the arms to horizontal, backhand on your tailbone, lift that arm. So go for that vertical line first, and only start leaning back if you feel confident and comfortable and warm enough. Big breath in, windmill your hands on either side of that foot, lift the back leg, be strong in that lunge as you look. Breath in, pyramid pose, hips go back, front leg stretches as you exhale. Come forward as you breathe in. Low push-up this time, so a little bit more challenging. High push-up, dog pose. And you see I did that with my foot in the air. We've done no up dog yet, but we will be adding that in soon. Right leg, breath in. Step it all the way forward. Back knee down, breath out. 3 breaths here, so shoot your arms up. Elbows to waist. Inhale. So this is the kind of movement where you just feel your breath. Don't let me race you. Don't let me slow you down. But it's so good to mirror your breath and the size of your lungs with your movement. Hold this one tall. Twist towards your right, arms horizontal. Up and back as you breathe in for one breath. Hands to the floor. Straddle your front foot. Lift the back knee. There's your breath in. Pyramid pose. Hips go back. Front leg stretches. Exhale. Inhale, come forward. Pick up that leg. Low push-up. So you can watch that. Keeping that leg in the air. High push-up. Press back into dog pose as you exhale. Stay here for a nice deep breath in. Press down to your heels as you breathe out. And how does your dog pose start to feel now? Take your left leg in there as you breathe in. Square your hips. Exhale, step that foot through, drop the back knee. Shoot your arms up as you breathe in. Elbows to your waist as you breathe out. Lift up, side body is long. And then think rib cage stays in as well, yeah? There's so much to think about. You know, you can be so busy in here in yoga, taking your mind over the whole body, checking it out and keeping it engaged. Hold it. Twist toward your left this time. Drop your back hand. Just take one big breath. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Pivot your hands to the floor. Straddle your front foot. Back knee lifts. It's a lunge as you inhale. Feel that exhale. Pull your back into pyramid. Come forward, breath in. Low push-up. Maybe you can keep that left leg in the air the whole way. High push-up. Back into dog pose. So now we'll add on and we'll decrease the number of kneeling arms with our kneeling lunge. So right leg lifted up, square the hip if you want to. Step to your hands as you exhale, drop the back knee. One breath in. Maybe start going back. Elbows to waist but belly on. Here's the twist. So lift. Turn to your right, arms horizontal. Inhale, go up. Maybe start going back a little further. Windmill your hands to the floor as you exhale. Lunge, breath in. Rock back, breath out. This is where we add on. We're going to do a warrior. So check your front foot faces forward. Pivot your back heel. Lift on the breath in. Reach your arms out. 3 breaths. So can you get like a color code of intensity? Really strong, pushing down through your feet and calves. A little bit less work, but you're pushing through the thighs and the glutes. A little bit less work, but you're lengthening. So the upper back is on, the core is on. The arms are working, but there's sort of a softness to them. You're going to reverse back. So up, maybe you bend back a little, maybe you're warmed up for it. It's a side angle. Elbow to front thigh. Any way you want that arm, you can travel down and forward or up and over. And then just hold that for a few breaths and play. Sometimes I like to bend in and out of my front leg. Sometimes I like to press my hips over the midline of the mat. Focus on the underneath ribs can help as well. We're reversing back. Breath in. So we always inhale when we open. Hands to the floor. Pause this time and lift up your right arm. You're in a twist. So we're ready to twist. So in the twist, square your hip. Squeeze your back thigh. You can lower it down if you wish to, but rather than lowering it into a twist at the pelvis, lower it with a steady pelvis and think the rib cage is the bit that spins. Take one breath in, hand to the floor as you exhale. Hold for breath in. Low push up, exhale, high push up. We're going to do up dog soon, but not yet. Back into dog pose. One more round, left leg, inhale. Step it through, drop your back knee, just one of our kneeling lunges. So inhale, maybe bend back a little, elbows to your waist, exhale. We've got the twist. Reach your arms up, turn to the left, vertical spine, horizontal arms, up and back. Maybe you're going a little further. Hands straddle your front foot as you exhale, lift the knee, look forward, there's the breath. Peel back into pyramid, just let it carry you. This is where our warrior comes in. So check your back heel, look at it as you lift your right arm and bring yourself up to a warrior. And then once again, so we talked about the color code of intensity. So fire with your legs and then maybe slightly softer through the upper body, but they're still on. So it's not like sloppy, it's not like rigid. So we're trying to find that midpoint where we've got some dynamic strength. As you exhale, just check, knees in line. Pull that one out as a common alignment drill. Drop your back arm, sweep up, take an inhale. Maybe you want to look back, that can be nice. Side angle. So with your right arm, do whatever you want. Maybe take it down, maybe take it up. And then we play here for a couple of breaths. And as I said, I like to sometimes bend into my front knee. Another one I was mentioning was pull your underneath ribs forward and away from your thigh, and then spin open. So then you've got that beautiful ability to turn the head more comfortably. We're reversing as we inhale, so lift up, straddle your front foot and pause, lift the back heel and the left arm, you're in your twist. So remember, we're not twisting and dropping the hip, keep them square. Bend the front knee if you want to go low, squeeze the back thigh if you want strength, and get that sense of rib cage moving. Take a big breath in, low push up, back to high push up, back into dog pose, and hopefully by now you're lovely and warm. So we're going to add our first little up dog. So come to a high push up, low push up, all the floor if you're doing cobra. Up dog, so come to the top of your feet, pull yourself through. So up dog is about your lats. So the lats pull the arm bones back, but then to keep the belly in, so not just kind of hanging out here. So you push through the floor, you pull with your arms, you lift your core. Take a breath. Lift up using your core. So try not to pop the knees on the ground if you're doing up dog, and then just hold. So we're going to do that same pattern, a bit of a flow. We've got some really nice moves to add on as well. Hopefully just enough to make you feel warm. Right leg, inhale. Kneeling lunge. Lift up, breath in. Maybe go back, elbows to waist, exhale. Vertical spine pause. Twist to your right as you exhale. Go up, go back, breath in. Straddle your front foot, exhale. Lunge, breath in. Rock back. Warrior two, set your feet, spin the arm, be strong and bend as you exhale. Reverse back, breath in. Side angle maybe a little lower, exhale. We're going to stay here for a breath. So as you breathe in, open, and as you breathe out, rotate. Reverse on your inhale. Straddle your front foot as you exhale. It's a twist, so strengthen the back leg. Float the right arm up as you breathe in. Low push up for a pause as you exhale. Up dog or cobra. Drive off that back foot. Squeeze the shoulder blades and lift your hips back to dog. Left leg. Inhale, lift. Step to your lunge as far forward as you can. Back knee down. Inhale, be strong. Big breath, elbows to waist as you exhale. Inhale, vertical spine. Turn to your left, it's a twist, horizontal arms. Reverse back, maybe that arm goes back further. Straddle your front foot as you exhale. Lift the back knee, breath in, look forward. Pyramid pose, exhale. It's your warrior. So look at your back foot as you pivot it. Lift your arms, you're really steady, you don't have to wiggle around. Reverse back as you inhale. Side angle just for that extra breath. So remember, if we can get our alignment controlled, one more breath, it means we can flow better. Inhale, so we don't have to keep correcting every time. Hands to the floor, pause. Lift up your left arm, lift up the back heel for breath in, twist. Low push up or the floor for cobra or up dog. Pull your ribs through, pull your shoulders back, dog pose. So we're going to add on to that little flow. We've been going for about 15 minutes, so hopefully you feel good. Starting off the same. When you're ready, right leg inhale. Step to a giant lunge, drop your back knee, exhale. Up and back, maybe start making it a back bend. Elbows down, like think about upper back on. Vertical spine, breath in. Twist to your right as you exhale. Up and back, dropping that hand further each time. Spin your hands to the floor as you exhale. Lunge rock, so breath in. Lift the hips. Warrior two, so you've got that full inhale and exhale to get there. So use it, yeah? The inhale sets you steadily. The exhale deepens you. Reverse back. Big, beautiful side stretch coming up. Side bend just for the one breath. Out, out, out. Inhale, reverse back, 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 back. Plant your hands on either side of that foot. Lift your right arm with a big breath in and pause this time. Hands down. We're going to a three-legged dog. So on the inhale, lift your right leg up and bend it as you exhale. Take one breath in there. We're going to do a tiger curl with twist. So come forward and touch your right elbow, or left elbow, sorry. Inhale up and open. Twist it across to that left elbow. You've got one more. So we're going to come to either a kneeling fallen triangle or a foot through fallen triangle. So draw the knee of your chest up for that third one. Either put the knee on the ground and lean on it, or step that foot through, pivoting your back foot, and lift your top arm in the air. We've got 3 circles with that top arm. Don't forget to be steady through the bottom arm. So you can circle forward or back using your breath. So inhale for that open. Exhale, just really feel, making that shoulder feel steady. One more breath in. As you exhale, plant the hands. Take your right leg back up with a big breath and step it right through your hands. Now keep the back leg off the floor. It's a crescent lunge, so square your hip and be strong. Breathe in and lift like we did before. Elbows. Now a little bit of a difference. You're going to come up and bind behind your back as you exhale. So clasp your hands, punch your fist down, open the ribs as you breathe in, and then just start to bend a little bit. So we've done lots of kneeling lunges, so hopefully we're ready. Now if you have any back issues, you want to tuck the tail under. It's a bit of a game between straightening or bending the back leg. Do what feels comfortable with you. Release your hands, take a breath in. As you exhale, high to low push up. Use your core as you lower yourself down. Come through. Breath lengthens the movement. Movement lengthens the breath to dog. Stay. So how's your dog feel now after 15 or so minutes of moving? Can you relax your jaw? Maybe take a great big yawn. Can you relax a little bit more through the calves? How does it feel with your knees? You know, I've said I like to keep mine softish. I find I get a better length through my spine that way. Get to know your body. Let's do our left side. Inhale, left leg in there, big breath in. Step it to that kneeling lunge, drop your back knee, shoot your arms up, maybe go back. Elbows. Good, vertical spine. Pivot to your left, twist. Up and back like a big rainbow with that right arm. Pivot your hands to the floor as you exhale. It's a lunge to pyramid, so just work with your own breath. The exhale always pulls you back into flexion. Warrior 2, you've got the inhale to set and lift, and you've got the exhale to bend and sink. Reverse back, one big breath in. Side angle just for one big breath out. Reverse back as you breathe in, so you're trying to be steady. Can you steadily go to a rotation? That means picking up the back heel, dropping the right arm, inhale, lifting your left arm, left hand to the ground, and pause. So this is where we're going to pick up that left leg, inhale to three-legged dog. Exhale, bend and open the hip. Keep your shoulders comfortable. I mean, some people say square them totally, but if you square them and move your hips, it's going into your lower back. So, you know, I'm actually over the inclination. A little bit of shoulder movement is safe if you're strong. Take a breath in. 3 twisted tiger curls. So come over, touch that opposite elbow. Inhale, up and rotate. Exhale, all the way forward. Make it feel good. Inhale, up and rotate. Exhale, come forward. Good, now pause, bring the knee into your chest and think, my knee's going on the ground to lean on my left arm, or I'm going to pivot my back foot, lift my right arm and step my left arm forward for a triangle. You've got those great big circles, so enjoy them. Make it feel good. Learn to be strong from working the shoulder, the tricep. I'm a big fan of softening the elbows on your last breath. Bring your hand down to the floor. Now be strong. Lift that left leg back up into a three-legged straight dog. Step it to a lunge. It's a crescent lunge, so set your feet. Bring your arms up as you breathe in. Elbows to your waist as you exhale. Take a breath in. You're going to bind behind your back. So bind. So here we are with the dilemma. Back leg straight, back leg bent. What's it going to be? So if you feel pressure in the back knee, Maybe even shorten your stance a little bit so there's less pull across it. Shortening your stance can make it useful if you feel any rotation in the hip. If you've got quite a solid lower back, you might prefer, like me, to have a long line. I find the long line's really useful for my body. So just think about squeezing the shoulder blades. Take one more breath. And then inhale, lift up. Exhale, high to low, push up. You can keep the left leg in there if you wish. Drive off that back foot. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Lift your hips. Back in a pause. So we're going to add to that flow. Just one more on each side before we move to something different. So think of the same flow, but we're going to add. So right leg in there as you inhale. Kneeling lunge. Exhale. Reach up, go back. Push the air out as you pull the elbows down. Lift, feel the body open as you inhale. Twist towards your right. Up and back. Big, beautiful stretch. Straddle your front foot. Kneeling lunge. How is this feeling now? So as you rock to the pyramid, you should feel a beautiful stretch in that hamstring. Maybe tuck your chin. Warrior two. So set your feet. Push through your legs as you lift so you're steady. Bend the front as you exhale. Drop the arm, reverse back. Side bend as you exhale just for one big breath in. Exhale, release all the way back. You have that twist coming up. So straddle your front leg as you inhale. You're going to lift that right arm up. Exhale down. Three-legged dog. Right leg in there. Breathe in, lift it up. Twisted tiger curl. Come across as you exhale. One more only. Inhale. Straight into your fallen triangle or your kneeling lunge, whichever works for you. One breath in, open, open, open. Hand to the floor, exhale. Right leg, lift it back up, breath. Crescent lunge, exhale. Choose your feet position of steadiness. Lift on the inhale, elbows to your back like we did before. You've got the bind, and this is where we add on. So bind behind your back and pause. Keep the upper back on, squeeze the shoulder blades, come to an arrow as you exhale. Drive off that back foot and lift into a warrior balance. So be as squared as you can, and if your hands bother you, feel free to put them wherever you want. One more breath in. Then gently, gently with control. So you've got to learn to bend that front leg, step back, pivot the foot, lift your arms up as you inhale. You're in a warrior two position. Now turn your back foot slightly to the back of the mat and sink into a deep skandasana. From here, bring your hands to the center, so you're in a wide leg forward bend. Square your feet, come to your fingertips. Look forward as you inhale. Hinge at the hips, bend the elbows. As you exhale, two more. So having the movement can really remind you to breathe in and to breathe out. So often we get into a hold, one more, and we forget the smoothness of the breath. And exhale. Hold this one. So feel free to move your hands into anywhere that you want to. You can have your hands holding on to the outside of your feet. You can pull the elbows. You can wrap your shoulders together and maybe come into a reverse prayer. You can bring the arms into a bind if you wish, whatever works for you. Take one breath in wherever you are. Release your hands. Pivot to the front of the mat. Breathe into your beautiful lunge. Low push up as you exhale. Drive off that back foot. It's an up dog with strength. Lift your hips. It's a down dog with control. Left leg, breath in. Kneeling lunge, breath out. Reach up. Maybe you go back. Prep yourself your arrow by squeezing the shoulder blades. Inhale long. Rotate your left. Up and back, letting that left arm drop back as far as it wants. Straddle your front foot as you exhale. It's a lunge rock. See if you can get breath threading through the movement. You've got a warrior, so pivot the back leg, reach your arms up, steady through the feet, and sink. Inhale, go up, go back. Side angle just for one big breath. Out, out, out. Inhale, reverse, back, back, back. Get ready for your twist. So lift the back heel. The left arm lifts. Turn to the left as you breathe in. Hand down. Three-legged bent knee dog, up and open as you inhale. Touch your right elbow as you exhale. Now push the floor away as you do that. Inhale, up and open, either kneeling or step it through to a fallen triangle. Reach your arm up, be strong as you breathe in, breathe in, breathe in. Hand to the floor as you exhale. Left leg, lift it up, big breath in. Step it all the way through to a crescent lunge. Reach your arms up. One time, exhale, elbows to waist. Get ready for binding behind your back. So lift to be tall. Now take your hands behind your back and once again be strong. So think, what's the position for me that makes me steady? Can I take my shoulder blades back without letting my ribs pop? So it's kind of a balance between upper back strength and core strength. Think of that diagonal line. So glutes, diagonal through to the core, diagonal through to the upper back. That's where you'll feel strong. From here, look forward, breath in as you lift, and then exhale, you're in your warrior three. So hard to pivot the belly button down toward the floor. So you need to take a lot of control from that standing leg. Take one more breath, bend the front knee as much as you can as you exhale. Find the back of the mat, turn the toes out. Inhale as you lift, look at your back foot, turn it even more and sink down into a beautiful Skandasana, wherever feels good for your body. Using strength of your legs, press yourself into a wide leg forward bend. Bring your fingertips in front of you. Take an inhale, let your eye gaze run forward. Bend the elbows, hinge at the hips as you exhale. Two more. So inhale, pull yourself forward. And then exhale, hinge at the hips. One more. How is your body feeling? So shall we do? Exhale and hold. Just one more round on each side without holding. So the challenge is to step each position with control, being dynamic with the body, smooth with the breath. So pivot yourself around as you breathe into the front of your mat. Low push-up as you exhale. Cobra up dog. Remember, it's my practice, so I'm not cueing all the variations. Back into dog. Let's go one more round, right leg. Inhale, lift. Feel free to go faster or slower. Step it through as you exhale. Inhale, lift up. Elbows behind your back, maybe come forward to prep for arrow. Inhale, lift and twist to the right as you exhale. I like to stay really tall and then go back on the inhale. It feels really dramatic. Exhale, hands over the front foot, straddle it. Inhale's your lunge. Rock back, pyramid. You've got a warrior two, so let your breath take you there. Don't let me race you. Go faster than me if you wish. Up and back, rainbow across the ceiling. Side bend, anywhere you want to go. Inhale, reverse. We've got a twist coming up. So turn yourself around. Right arm lifts, back heel lifts. Take a breath in. Hand to the floor. Three-legged dog. Lift that right leg as you breathe in. Twisted tiger curl as you breathe out. One more. Inhale, up. Come to your knee or step it to fallen triangle as you exhale. Reach your arm up, 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 up. Pivot it to the floor as you exhale. Without scraping that right leg, lift it to three on the breath in. Crescent lunge as you breathe out. Reach your arms up, elbows to waist. So let's flow this next big inhale. Bind as you exhale. Up and back as you inhale. Bend the front knee, hinge forward as you exhale. Lift up into warrior as you inhale. Step straight back as you exhale. Turn around, lift up into a Skandasana. Left leg pivots out, sink low. Inhale, wide leg, look forward. Exhale, fold. Turn to the front of the mat as you inhale. Low push up, exhale. So just one more round off the left side. I hope you feel good. It's a beautiful sunny morning here with me. Stay there for 3 breaths. Maybe some of you are much slower in your breath than me, which is not uncommon since I'm only little. Left leg, lift it in the air when you're ready. Breath in. Kneeling lunge, breath out. Enjoy up and back. Elbows squeeze, maybe forward to prep for arrow. Inhale, vertical. Twist left as you exhale. Stay up. Now go back, go back, go back, go back. Straddle your front foot as you exhale. Lunge, breath in. Big, beautiful pyramid, breath out. Warrior two. Pivot the back foot. Reach your arm up. Settle and sink. Reverse back. Windmill that arm. Side bend as you exhale. So hand down, hand even forward. Reverse back as you breathe in. So feel free to kind of play. We have a twist, yeah? Left arm lifts, right arm down, back heel lifts, breath in, hand to the floor. Without dragging it, three-legged bent knee dog, twisted tiger curl, exhale. One more time, inhale. Either bring the knee to a kneeling lunge or step the foot through, reach your right arm up, breath in, breath in, breath in. Hand to the floor, breath out. Without dragging it, left leg, inhale. Step it to your warrior, be solid. Shoot your arms up as you breathe in, just one time. Elbows to your waist. We've got that binder coming up. So take it behind. Good. Take a breath in. As you exhale, bend that front knee. As you inhale, lift yourself up. Now as you exhale, you're stepping back to the warrior. Lift your arms up, Skandasana, to the back of the mat. Exhale, exhale, exhale. Come through the center, square your feet, look forward as you breathe in. Exhale and bend. Inhale to the front of your mat. Low push-up as you exhale. Up dog, squeeze the core, pull the arms back. Dog pose. And pause. How are you doing? So we've been going for about 30 minutes already, yeah? So we've got just one last little flow and then some nice floor work, a bit of back work, just to make us feel complete. So we've done no chair, we've done no Tadasana. So there's a few things we haven't done, but it's good to mix your practice up a little bit. So from here, look to the front of the mat and go for a little stroll. So it's your first chance for a forward bend, an Uttanasana. Feel free to bend your elbows, place them over your thighs. Feel free to dangle. Feel free to take your arms into a bind. Feel free to gently pull yourself down. And, you know, I tend to like bent knees, you know. I don't know. You can do straight legs, I mean, if you want, but for many of us, straight legs are a bit too stressful, and you don't want to feel anything at the back of the knee because that's where tendons are. So you want to really feel it in the belly of the muscle. So just close your eyes. I promise to be silent for just a couple of breaths. And we're going to work our way into a little standing flow. Just a nice triangle, bit of side bending and some forward bending to make you feel good. So just bend your knees and take yourself any way to standing that you like. You can lift your head, lead with your back, place your hands on your knees, or you can roll. When you get there, take a big breath and just finish off that great big inhale and extension, and then release. So I'm going to face the front here. So maybe step yourself to the middle of the mat if you like, but otherwise we're going to do some nice standing bends. So arms will come up high. Grip your fingers if you can and push up through the side waist. Pull in through the belly as you do this. Be strong in your legs. Inhale. And then tip yourself side side. And this is where you can just travel from side to side at your own pace. You can move slowly. You can be a little bit more dynamic if you wish to. And just feel that beautiful release happening on the side of your body. So you have 30 or 40 more seconds to play. So you anchor the opposite leg to the floor as you reach, and you push your arms up and maybe slightly back as you reach, and then very gently release. We're going to come into a triangle, so step your feet really nice and wide. Turn your left or right toes out to the side. I'm going to start with my left toe turned out. So feet little bit wider than one of your leg lengths. And you can do triangle with a short stance or a long stance. But lift up through the spine. So we've got this verticality through the spine, and then drive down to your legs. So you feel really anchored through your legs. Then lift the core and then reach your arms out. So come to triangle. So press your hips away from your front leg, reach your arm across as far as you can. Maybe come to a block or a book or the floor or the inside of your leg. And with your other arm, reach it up. So head, you can gaze down, you can look forward, you can look up, and then take a few breaths there. So be strong. We should be beautifully warmed by now. So as you inhale, think underneath waist elongates. As you exhale, maybe wrap the ribs a little more. Take one more breath in. Then option to take your top hand, reverse it and bind it behind. And I've got really long arms, so you'll find my hands can spin right onto my thigh. And take a couple more breaths. And in this variation, take your top shoulder back, push your top elbow to your back leg, then turn your head down. Get a beautiful stretch for the neck muscles and the upper traps. Take a couple of breaths in there. Breathe out fully. And as you inhale, maybe soften your front knee and untangle and bring yourself up to standing. So from here, spin your feet the other way and we'll go straight into triangle the other side. So nice sometimes just to hold, isn't it? After our moving practice, just to be still. So press down to your feet, lift up through your spine, float your arms out wide. Take an inhale. Same thing as we do on the other side. So the hip moves away as your arm reaches toward that front leg. We don't want to feel any jamming in here. And there's a little bit of movement in the hip, so there's no need to pull it back if that stresses you. Instead, think about what's going on at the rib cage. So the arm either came to a block or the inside of your leg. Maybe it touches the floor. Reach your arm up. And then start to choose an eye gaze position that works for you. So if your shoulders are tight, often you find it hard to turn your head up. So number one, we want to get that top shoulder back so the neck is more free. And then we breathe, feeling that challenge between strength and rest, finding that subtle play between work and rest. And rest is always with that sense of awareness, so there's nothing floppy. And then from here, as you breathe in, you might like to spin that hand behind you. Maybe you can tuck it all the way through, maybe not. Remember, top shoulder away, top elbow to the back leg, and then elongate your neck and gently look down. And then take a couple of breaths there. So your big toe of that front foot, like have a look at your big toe and press it into the ground. So you're lifting your inner arch and you're getting super strong to your feet. And then take one more breath. And then soften that front knee and untangle if you wish to and pull yourself back up to standing. Walk your feet back together again. Same thing we did, that standing side bend. So elongate, lift up to your arms, reach, reach, reach. Bend across in a beautiful smooth arch. So you're reaching your arms up and back. You're pushing down through that opposite foot. And after that triangle, maybe you can go just a little bit further. Maybe not. So there's a lot of load on the side that you're opening up. You want that muscle that's being stretched to stay strong. So pull from the stretched side as you inhale, lift yourself back up again. Same on the other side. So moving now with just a little bit more slowness, a bit more control, possibly. But of course, at the end of the day, we want to be controlled whether we're moving fast or slow. Push down to the outside edge of that foot, pull your arms back, reach across, and maybe you go just a little bit lower, maybe not. So be strong through your legs and anchored from the ground up, like really feel how the ground supports you. That side body that's being opened, pull from the core and gently bring yourself back up. So we've got this big, beautiful opening through our side body. So now we're going to add a little balance. And we'll add a half moon balance. So half moon is really just triangle rolled over to one side. If you'd like to do it with a bind, feel free to do it with a bind. If you'd like to do it with your hand on your hip or in the air, choose your option. So from here, same as triangle, but we're going to bend the knee. The hand will either go on the little toe side or out in front of you. Reach forward and see if you can pick the back leg up without bouncing off it or pushing through it. So just using the strength of your side muscles, the side of the glute, pull in the core and start to rotate, wrapping your ribs to the front. And maybe lift that top leg a little higher. Eye gaze can be down, eye gaze can be forward, eye gaze can be up. And then grip through the floor, squeeze that leg really strong and see if you can get like a cartwheel of strength so everything is engaged. Take one more big breath and keep the bind if it's there, or place your top hand on your hip. Start to step back into a nice deep warrior. It's so challenging to step back from these positions, and often we don't do it very well. Press yourself up into your warrior, untangle. Just do one little reverse movement. We've done a lot of side bend just now, that should feel good. And then exhale, release. Turn both toes now until they face the front. So we're coming into Prasarita Tanasana, or a forward bend. So either parallel or maybe even slightly turn your toes in. Now we've got two legs to press down in, lifting through the chest. And like you're folding a piece of paper in two, you break at the hip like a deadlift, push your butt cheeks behind and start to come to a forward bend. Feel free to take your hands on your legs. Feel free to take your hands on the ground. And then take a breath in, look forward. As you exhale, fold at the elbows and let your body hang. And then do that again. Take an inhale as you come forward. And fold at the hips as you exhale. And then do that one more time. Big breath in as you inhale. This time you're going to hold. So there's a few variations. You can place your hands back so they're in line with your feet. Bend your elbows and pull them in and back, and let your forehead or your crown of your head hit the ground as if you're doing a tripod headstand. Or you can do the Bikram variation of holding onto the outside of your feet, pulling your elbows towards your shin bones. Or maybe you want to take your hands behind your back. And we've got another one of these coming up, so feel free to do different things each time. And then explore your body. And what can you feel? What are the messages your body is giving you? How good does it feel to move, and how good does it feel to be still? So take one more breath and untangle. Walk your hands back around in front of you. Just take a big halfway lift as you inhale, and as you exhale, walk your feet back together, bending them as much as you need to. Bend your knees, lift your head, lift your eye gaze, lift your arms, take a breath in. And then very gently release your hands down. So step your feet back out wide again. And so now we've got our half moon on the other side. So this is where you had the choice. You can either have your arm up, you can have it on your hip, or maybe you want to tangle it all the way behind. So get the alignment of your body as if your body was up against a wall. That makes it a little bit easier. So you're going to bend that floor leg. You can either place your hand in line with your foot or to the little toe side, and just watch my back leg. I'm trying not to push off it, yes? Use your muscle and lift it. So you're anchored through the floor foot. You're anchored through the airborne foot. You're trying to rotate the ribs around, and you can choose an eye gaze that works best for you. You can stay looking down to work the legs, and then be strong. So think of the spokes of a bike wheel. There's so many of them, and if you lose just one spoke on a bike wheel, it loses some of its strength. And so right now, just remember, both legs are important. The line of your spine is important. The line of your arm is important. And then take one more breath and see if you can delicately step back or not, whatever works for you, because it's just a game, it's just practice. And then gently untangle. Spin your feet back around again. Find your parallel stance. Take an inhale, pull the elbows back and hinge at the hip, push the tail back, fold at the hips. You're in another big wide leg forward bend. This time, maybe you'd like to take a prayer pose with your palms together. You can work your fingers up towards your head, or you can do a grab with your hands and bind them and let your arms come all the way over. Whatever feels good for you. So elongate the spine. Elongate strong, firmly grounded legs. Elongate a smooth, balanced breath. And at some stage, gently release. So from here, you work into a little bit of a Skandasana. So place your right hand in front of you. Take your left hand in the air. Bend your right knee and thread your left arm across just to touch that foot. Bit of a lateral lunge, and then inhale, lift up and open. Do that again. Bend the knee, maybe a little deeper this time, maybe not. One more time. You're going to sink and hold this one. So when you sink and hold, let the grounded foot turn out slightly and let your extended leg pivot onto your heel. So you can have your hands on the floor here or not. You can come into a bind if that feels comfy for your body. You can be fairly high if you want to. Make it feel comfy for you. And just let that inner thigh have a beautiful stretch. And pivot yourself through the center, being nice and strong. Come to your forward bend. Reverse that, so long spine. Make a little spider-like shape with your floor hand. Right arm, inhale as you lift. Bend your left leg and thread it across to touch the outside of your foot. And do that a couple more times. So this is where you can pop in an extra little one if you wish to by moving a little bit more quickly. You can sink and hold and not do the dynamic flow if you want to. But when you get to that dynamic moment, you'll turn the grounded foot slightly out and pivot the extended leg so the heel is up. You can have your hands in front of you. You can come to a little bind if you wish to. And rather than just collapsing and sinking, have a little bit of a lift happening. So you're kind of pulling yourself up just a little bit. Get that beautiful stretch on the inner thigh. And then pivot yourself back to the center. How good do your legs feel? From here, we're just going to spin to one side, drop to a knee, and you're going to bring yourself onto your knees and back into pose of the child. See how your body feels after that. So tuck in your toes, open your knees, reach your arms or settle them wherever you want to, and take 3 nice deep breaths. And just see if you can feel some benefit of what you've just been doing. And it's always nice to be given a flow or a series of movements by someone else, because you tend to do things that maybe you wouldn't normally do, and you get to explore some slightly different shapes. So from here we're going to spin straight over onto our back and come into bridge or wheel. So we'll start with some bridges, or maybe you're ready for wheel. So have your feet flat, knees are bent, roll down through your spine and set yourself on your back. So from here, you want your lower body to be really strong and anchored, and your upper body to be open in the chest and strong through your back. So if you'd like to peel and do a little rippling, rolling bridge pose, you can. You can go up and down a couple of times. Or if you'd like to hold yourself nice and high and just work the bridge, you can bring your hands underneath your tail and you pull both shoulders together, and you start to sit yourself right up on the back of the head, on your arms. There's no weight on the neck or the back. You push the arms down, push through the feet, and just start to feel your body really expand there. Take one more nice deep breath in. Release your hands. Feel that ripple run through your spine as you release. And if you'd like to do that again, do that. Or if you'd like to do a wheel, do a wheel. So with wheel, I like to bring my hands close to my ears, and I like to press straight up. Like use your triceps, be strong and just drive yourself up And then just explore. Sometimes it's nice to sway your knees from side to side, but be really strong and grounded if you're trying your wheel, and feel how the strength comes from the shoulder blades, the strength comes from the glutes, the strength comes from the legs. And you should still be comfortable. So if you're massively holding your breath or fighting, you're maybe staying for too long, or you're not mobile enough yet to feel comfortable. So a real balance between strength and mobility. Take one more breath, and in wheel, always come down before you're ready. So you can hold your bridge for a long time and work it, but with wheel you want to have enough strength left over to peel yourself back down. When you get there, bring the soles of the feet together, let the knees open like the pages of a book, a little Uttanasana. You can place your hands on the ground, palms up, and just enjoy that breath. And enjoy just relaxing just for a moment before we do one more bridge or wheel. So set yourself again. Feet are strong and grounded. Either peel to bridge or set your hands, and with strength squeeze your glutes. Use your triceps and press up. And be strong. It's a good one. Good one to play when you feel comfortable here is just to gradually, first of all, get the breath smooth. And gradually you'll notice that the breath becomes more and more calm even though you're being strong. And then over time you can start to extend the number of breaths you do. So start with 3, work to 5 and 10, 15, 25, 50, 100 breaths. And if you can keep the same speed and the same control, you can do long, long, long holds. So one more breath. Carry yourself down with control, and either go to Supta Baddha Konasana again with your knees open, or this time if you'd prefer, let your feet go wide and just let your knees rock in. Do the same thing. So just be still for a moment, close your eyes and take a nice deep breath. How good does it feel to be still? From here, I'm going to come into a variation of sleeping swan or pigeon pose, and do any variation you like, but figure 4 on your back. So you can cross one ankle over the floor thigh bone, lift both knees in the air and wrap your hand around between the hole your legs are making in the back of your hamstring, and just gently pull your knees in. And if you prefer to, you can grab your elbows around your knee and your elbow around your foot, and you can rock a little bit from here from side to side if you wish. You can have your head lifted if you want to, and think about being anchored out through that floor foot. It should feel really nice. So this can be a good one to rock a little bit in, so you're kind of moving a bit from side to side. That beautiful release in your hip area. So with the standing work we did today, it can be challenging on strength. Take one more big breath. And when you release, keep a hold of that knee and just make a couple of beautiful circles. So you're making a big smooth circle as that knee comes in and up and open, and in and out and down. So you're kind of moving that thigh bone like a stick inside a cup. So good for keeping the joint healthy. And then take that foot, place it on the ground with the bent knee, and come into your sleeping swan or your figure 4 pose, whichever works. You cross the opposite knee over, pick your legs in the air, your arms come through the whole of your legs and wrap around and tuck yourself in. And so explore, move side side. And of course, if you want the sleeping swan, you can wrap one elbow and then the other elbow, and you can stay with the head up and be still and just breathe. Or you can have little movements side to side. And there's a lot going on even in this kind of lying on the ground pose. You want to be strong through the grounded leg, like really keep it working. And take a couple more breaths there. And then very gently release. hold on to that knee and make those big, beautiful circles. And as we come to the end of our practice, kind of take a moment to reflect upon all the shapes you've made, and we've made so many. And have you found yourself slowing down a little bit? You got rid of some of the tightness and the tension that builds up. And we'll come to our last position, which will be a back twist. So you want to be anchored through your hips, but at the same time tip onto your side. And there's heaps of variations. Bent knee if you wish to, or one leg straight, one leg bent. And just spend about 2 or 3 deep breaths just exploring. So explore length, close your eyes, internal awareness. So you finish your practice with that sense of where are you in space? How's your inner body feeling? How's your breath body feeling? How's your mind body feeling? In your own time, you release and work your way to the other side. Maybe doing the same variation of twist, or maybe something a little different. Cross your knee over and gently press down through your arm. And you can kind of play with this one, getting the shoulder down and the knee down. You know, some people are very rigid with their cueing on how you should hold your body. There's such individual variations. So the idea, of course, is to get safe. And to get safe, you need awareness. To get awareness, you need to learn to concentrate and focus on your body instead of daydreaming. And that can be such a challenging thing. So you just do it bit by bit by bit. Your body's your little vehicle that you have. You take it with you everywhere. And so you want to learn to nurture it. Take a couple more breaths. Noticing the length of the inhale. Any resistance to the breath. And then very gently untangle. So if you have time to bring yourself into a Shavasana, bring yourself over into a comfortable position with either your legs extended or your knees bent, and close your eyes. And maybe start down with your feet. If you'd like to join me just for another couple of minutes, mapping your body awareness using your focus and concentration. So feel your right toes, notice what they are doing, what position they're in. And as you breathe out, see if your right toes can relax a little more. And then each breath, work through another area of the body, starting with the ankle. Inhale. Exhale, relax. Work to the knee. Work to the hip. And when that leg feels comfy, do the same thing on the other side. So left toes. What position are they in space? Can you relax them a little more as you exhale? Feel the ankle. Relax your knee. And then feel the whole of your lower body as you breathe in. Just feel it, map it, trace it with your mindful awareness. And then as you exhale, let it settle and rest and soften into the ground. And then spend a few more moments doing the same thing with fingers, wrists, elbows, shoulders. And if you're restless, sometimes it's worthwhile to make yourself be still, to discipline yourself, and notice, were you restless because you had physical energy and you didn't need to rest? Or are you restless because the mind is racing? It's a really good distinction to make. And so either stay there for 3 more breaths on your own, or do what you need to do to complete your practice. I hope your bodies feel good right now. If you are completing your practice, it can be nice to roll onto your side for a breath or two. Make it nice to finish in a seated position if that works. But wherever you are right now, thank you so much for your practice. I hope you feel good. I hope you enjoyed the flow. And I look forward to chatting to you again. Have a lovely day. Namaste.